Okay. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we'll be reviewing a 2022 Nissan Kicks. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Kicks. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below. Definitely check them out. And then as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 31 around town and then 36 on the highway, with power outputs being 122 horsepower and then 114 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Kicks. So first off, I love the contrast on this one because of the white paint and the blacked out elements. We can see a couple body lines here on the hood. We do have the halogen headlights, and then notice here with more blacked out trim down below. We do have some chrome accenting around on top of that. We got the signature new Nissan logo there with the black front grille and then more chrome trim here at the bottom. So there's a lot happening, but overall the contrast looks pretty cool. Coming around the side here, we've got 205mm tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And notice how the wheels are all blacked out to kind of keep on with the sporty theme of this particular Kicks. And then notice here with the fender flare and how that blacked out trim continues all along the side. Notice the mirrors are two-tone with the white in the top, black in the bottom. And then notice here with the black pillars, and then also for the windows. And there's your full side view. The roof is like floating because of the black trim. It actually looks pretty cool. So here's a key fob for the Kicks. We have our remote start function, our lock, and our unlock with the new Nissan logo right there. Pretty cool looking key fob. We'll make sure that it's unlocked. So you've got a button right here that you press, and then you can just open up the hatch. It is hydraulic, pretty easy to use. And yeah, you guys can see tons of storage space here in the rear of the Kicks. We got the carpeting up here in the back, I suppose, but you can just put that back down. Underneath though, you guys can see the whole storage space situation. And also you can put a cargo cover back here if you want, which is pretty cool. When you're all done, they give you this nice handle to just grab and undramatically pop down. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, you guys can see we've got a little spoiler there at the top. And then notice here with the lights how it kind of goes into this kind of like light bar design to the Nissan logo. We've got our SV badge, Kicks badge, and then notice it's body painted here at the bottom. We do have parking sensors there on the rear as well. And we got our itty bitty exhaust tip poking out at the very bottom. There you go. Here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see here with the cloth trim on the side and then the window control, pretty normal. And then here are these seats. Sorry about the camera there, it just freaked out a little bit. But anyways, notice the design there in the center of the seat with the stitching and everything. Popping in, it's actually pretty cozy. And then notice here with little USBs, and then we have our storage pocket as well, and inside of the front. Now here's the front door panel. You guys can see again with the cloth trim, and then look at over window controls. Front two are automatic. You got our door lock and unlock, and then the mirror adjustments. And then here's a quick look at the mirrors. And here's the front seat again with the stitching. And then notice the cloth trim there all along the center. And then your manual adjustments. Pedal layout down below. Gas cap release, we got the hood release as well. Love the circular vent. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel. You guys can see pretty basic from a material standpoint. We do have adaptive cruise control though. Controls the center stack, volume controls as well. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and also the new Nissan logo again. There you go. Pretty cool looking gauge cluster. You got the screen here on the one side, and then you've got the analog gauge there on the other side. Here with this center screen, you can scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info here on the Kicks. I love how Nissan says 0 to 1 with the fuel gauge. Is kind of interesting, but there you go. Now here's our infotainment screen. First off, we pop it in reverse. We do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, first off, if you guys press these buttons here on the side, it's basically shortcuts to different items. And then we have another shortcut bar here within the infotainment screen. It's kind of interesting. It makes a clicky mouse sound. Man, this brings me back to, well, a couple decades ago. But anyways, other than that, it is a pretty solid unit. Now down below we've got our single zone climate, and then you guys can see here with our storage space, and then notice with our auto hold parking brake and then shifter for that CVT engine stop start button. And then notice we've got some nice padding and stitching right here. Couple cup holders, and then here's the center console with some more nice stitching and padding. And then notice here on the front of the dash, and pretty cool with the glove box. Finishing things up top here, we've got a manual mirror dimmer and some, yeah, lighter colored headliner. Pretty normal. Now here's our window sticker for the Kicks. You guys can see here with all of the standard equipment with the Kicks. Base price $21,850. You do have a couple options on this. Total MSRP $24,000 even. Wow. Let's kick it in the Kicks. Let's talk about visibility before you set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Okay, well, kicking it in the Kicks, and I think I finished just in time because there's this very ominous storm cloud with lots of rain, it looks like, that is coming ever closer. So yeah, finished just in time to not destroy my camera equipment. But anyways, Kicks, how does it drive? Drives like a little SUV thing. It's comfortable, it's smooth. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't particularly call this like a luxurious ride or anything like that, but I think it's comfortable. Like, I would be completely fine with just daily driving this from a ride comfort perspective. The seats definitely are on the firmer side of things, which I kind of like, but I know some people don't necessarily like. Bolstering's nice on them. Handling's great because it's so little. Definitely have to get into the pedal though. Even with like around town driving, you gotta kind of dive into it quite a bit. The steering wheel, even though it doesn't have like crazy nice materials, it feels good. And I think it's nice about like basic materials like this is they just last forever. It's like, yeah, you know, all the fancy leather and this and that is nice until it wears out super quick, and then yeah, it doesn't feel great anymore. But this, I mean, you know, in 200,000 miles, probably is going to look and feel the same. So, you know, benefits and downsides, everything. Yeah, suspension's really compliant over the train tracks. This is a pretty comfortable car. Yeah, the only thing so far I'm noticing that's just a little bit different is just having to dive into the pedal a little bit more. But that's pretty typical for most little, what do you call these? Crossover, hatchback, lifted SUV, whatever, lifted hatchback SUV things, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty typical for this segment because they almost all use CVTs. They almost all use naturally aspirated 4 cylinders. And so, you know, they're all pretty, well, not exactly fast. That's what we'll say. Pretty not exactly fast. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, going up the hill. So, I mean, we'll get our full-blown acceleration in a normal place, but yeah, that's the only thing. And again, this is not like a Kicks thing. This is like this segment thing, right? It's the price you pay for getting really good fuel economy in a vehicle like this, where it's a little bit higher up off the ground, and it's got, you know, a decent amount of space in the interior compared to like a compact sedan, right? This is crazy. Going over these bumps and everything, it's comfortable. This road's super beat up. That's why I like using it for these reviews when I review cars over here at the Nissan dealer. Yeah, it's so comfy. So we'll get our acceleration here, and then we'll basically sum things up. Look at that green light. It's as if they want me to just get this review over with. Okay. Yeah, kind of that's what I expected. So yeah, some things about the Kicks. I think this looks really cool. It doesn't look as weird as some of the other vehicles, like the Honda HR-V or like the Toyota CHR. This looks more normal. I like the interior on it. Again, this is ultimately like a very like budget-friendly car, so you're not gonna have a crazy, you know, upscale interior, but it's a nice interior for what it is. And then, you know, from a driving perspective, it's comfortable. It's not quick, but again, none of the other vehicles in this segment are quick either. They're all slow, okay? So it's just the segment this is in. But you know, I think this is a great car if you want something that is affordable and is going to get great gas mileage. This is just, it's nice transportation. It's reliable. And, you know, it's got adaptive cruise control. What more could he ask for? It's got the blind spot monitoring system too. That's what these little things are for. So, yeah, overall, I think this is a great, like, inexpensive commuter car just to, like, yeah, put your kid in or drive around town yourself, whatever. That's because something's up for our video on this 2022 Nissan Kicks. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with the Kicks. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.